Hey traders, this is Cousin Vinny coming to you from Day Trading Radio on the evening of Tuesday, May the 10th. ROVI had earnings today. I don't know what the numbers were, but that's not the point. Looking at where it's trading at currently, it's at $56. Okay. As I was saying earlier on, the ROVI options were not pricing in a big move. If you look at the 55s, they closed, the last was 35 cents. The 45s last was 40 cents. So you can see options players weren't expecting a move out to the 55-56 range. Now, what does that mean to you? If you took a long position and you bought calls, this information is filled in from my Options Express account. Volatility was 54.2, price is 56, and the strike is 55. Now, if you remember, the calls were going for 35 cents at the close, the 55s. So, putting that information into this calculator at www.optioneducation.net/calculator/main_advance.asp if you want to download it yourself or use it. Looking at that information, the calls are worth $2.66. So you probably netted about $2.30 with the numbers that were at the close. So volatility is likely to increase. Okay, so congratulations, ROVI longs, if you took it. If you stayed in the common, quite a bit of a gamble, I must say. I don't like to do that. Congratulations anyway. With ROVI, you can see that we're right at the upper trend line. Whether it's just above, depending on where you draw this, it looks like it could be just above the upper trend line. It could reverse, come back down tomorrow, or start its trend down tomorrow. So I'll be watching ROVI tomorrow. Nice trade, guys, so congratulations on your end. You took the gamble into earnings, okay? Same thing with Disney. I took a couple calls there. I took the 45s, they're out of the money, and they were 40 cents, 39 bid. So I got in at 40 cents. I just took a couple of calls just for, okay, implied volatility was 28.05 and delta was 30.89. Okay, gamma 17 cents and vega 02. Theta was 3 cents, so we'll see how that goes. So filling in that information, I took the 45 strike. Okay, it's currently trading at 42.59. $2.59, and volatility was 28. Okay, so we'll just fill that information in, and we'll look at what our calls will be worth tomorrow. 15 cents. That sounds about right. So, but one thing I did notice is after hours trading at 42.60, that's right at the 200, or excuse me, the 20 EMA. So I might get a little bit more out of this tomorrow and just take those off. They're May options, and it was purely for a gamble on my part. Now, EMC, I took a couple of calls looking at the way RACs and a few other cloud stocks have been working lately. We held at the 20 EMA after moving below the 20, and I'm anticipating this gets back above the 10 EMA tomorrow. So I have the June 27s. We're a little into the money. The reason why I took them is delta was decent. Rounding it up, it's 60 cents, so it's not too far off. 61 on this calculator. Volatility is 25.8. Stocks closed at 27.44, and I have the 27 strike. So this is the June option series, and I'm bullish on this. I took pure calls. I was thinking about selling the next strike out of the money, the 28s, but I didn't do that. I could have done a spread here. But I do expect, the reason I didn't do that is because I expect that EMC is going to get up to 28 fairly quickly. So I don't want the stock assigned to me at 28. Okay, so that's EMC. What I was looking at was a couple of things that a couple of people had mentioned in the room. Harsha mentioned that he was in this and it was looking good. I like the fact that it was left side of this cup on the 30-minute chart. 60-minute, you can see pretty much the same thing. We held at this price, moved down to the 200 EMA, and now we're moving back above it. I fully expect this to continue higher and get back above the 20 and 10 EMA. So when I see something like this, a stock in an uptrend like EMC, okay, having already tested the 50 1, 2, 3 times, okay, moving higher, stepping higher, higher lows and higher highs. I'm expecting this to move below the 20 EMA, a swing low, and technically I should have waited until this closed above the 10, but I was scaling in, so it's a little premature. I'm looking for the stochastics to turn and move back up higher, much the way the hourly is showing me it's going to do as well. So if we continue higher and we get back into the 20, up towards the 28 range, and the hourly turns back down, I'll hold the current calls that I have and add to my position once it gets to oversold and turns back, because that can happen within a day or two. Sometimes it can happen the day of, like it did on the 18th. That's EMC. As I mentioned, on Sunday I am also in U.S. Steel. MT reports in the morning, and I'm expecting them to report good numbers. U.S. Steel is holding off of this lower trend line depending on where you draw it. If you take it through these lows here at this pivot and disregard this candle, then we bounced off that lower trend line, and stochastics has the ability to get higher here. Okay, so I'm not panicking about X. I scaled in, so I am in the money calls, so we're okay with X. I'll be watching MT tomorrow when it reports. UUP, I'm in the dollar, and I'm continuing to watch this flag here above, below the 50 EMA on the daily, and I'm looking for this to push higher. Silver, I can't bite on this one because I just don't think hitting the 50, we got rejected at the 50. Stochastics, yes, it's oversold. It's supposed to move higher. I can't see this possibly getting back up into the trend. It may get up above the 50, though I doubt it. So I'm not trading silver. I took UUP. It's a small hedge against the silver. So that is UUP and silver. You can see that DXY, the dollar basket of currencies, is holding above this upper trend line, and just off the 50, I'm looking for this to push higher. As I mentioned, on Sunday, gold is looking a bit better than silver. It's above the 20 and 10 EMAs, and stochastics is pointing to a higher move. So Xerox, as I mentioned, I added 500 shares today on the break of the 20. We got down to this low, and I moved into added to a position above the 10 EMA. As it closed above the 20, I kept an eye on it, and I have 1,000 shares now. My average is $10.14. GE, I took 200 shares the week before last, and my average is right around $20.10. And I added again today. I added 100 shares, so we're above the 10 EMA and the 20, and I'm watching for these trend lines to hold and move higher on GE. Okay, Bollinger Bands are squeezing, and I'm looking for this to move above this high at 2088. And following up with the S&P, as I mentioned on Sunday, we had the possibility of a bounce off the 20. We got this candle here on Friday, and this is Monday and Tuesday. So we had nice action back above the 10. So we're moving back into this wedge. Stochastics has turned higher. So there's no reason to believe that we bounced off of this level here, which was resistance at one point, now is support, and we can continue to move higher, anticipating QE 2.5 or 3, depending on how you want to look at it. NDX looking really good. As I mentioned on Sunday, I was looking for this to break above this level here, previous resistance, and it looks like we might embed and get above this level. 24.1135 was the close on NDX, and let's just take a peek. The volume was decent. The Russell did something unexpected and bounced off to 50, and we're moving higher. So the markets look really strong for continuation into Friday. And with the NDX moving higher, NVDA, no surprise, is moving higher as well. I had 10 calls on NVIDIA, the 20s, and did quite well. I made 30 cents on 10. Those were the June 20s. And I got out on this bounce here towards the end of the day. So the reason being is that NVIDIA has earnings tomorrow after the close, I believe. So if I get a chance to get a dip down, if the 30-minute drops off back down in here, I may take a couple of out of the money calls, maybe the 20s again, just for an earnings gamble. That's NVIDIA. Come and sign up for a 2-week free trial where you have some professional traders in the room that can help you with your trading. And remember to take profits. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.